What's up everybody, it's DesertFox. Welcome back to another straight out of the box. Today we're going to be looking at the Umarex HK416A5 AEG. This is the newest H&K offering from Umarex Elite Force, and this is probably one of the most anticipated AEGs of 2018. I am definitely excited to unbox this, so let's get right to it. Not too much going on with the box. Got an HK logo on the front, no compromise. And on one of the sides, we have a kind of outline of all the features and a profile view of the gun itself. Inside the box, oh man, there's a lot going on in here. We've got a whole bunch of cardboard dividers holding the gun in place, and the whole gun is wrapped entirely in plastic, which is great. That means that when this gun is being transported, it is protected from the elements. In the box, we've got the gun itself, all wrapped up in plastic. We'll get to that in a second. Under the gun, we've got a bunch of paperwork. Looks like we've got a manual, warranty card. We've got a magazine. This is a high capacity magazine with the winding tool, and I believe that's it. Yeah, that is it in terms of what's inside the box. This box out of the way. Let's take a look at this manual first before we get into the gun. This will give us a little bit of insight into the features of the gun. We got this little card, Elite Force ad. Here is the, what is this? Do not return this product to the store. There's a number here for warranty, instructions on how to register your gun. And we've got the manual itself. Inside the manual, got a technical description of the AEG, the operation to include how to access the battery compartment. That's great. On one page, we have how to load BBs into the magazine and how to use the tool, and then how to insert the gun into the magazine. That's really good. Haven't seen that in a little while. There's a diagram of the correct BB trajectory from the gun, and that's about it. Then it just goes on into some other languages. I really like when companies put a diagram of the hop-up trajectory. The hop-up is basically the meat and potatoes of any airsoft gun, and without knowing how to use the hop-up, your gun is pretty ineffective. All right, done covering the manual. Let's take a look at the gun itself. Oh man, that is just a gorgeous looking gun. It feels so sturdy. The weight is very nice. Oh, it's so nice. It's so nice. There is absolutely no wobble or creaking on this gun. It feels really, really good. I just can't express how good this gun feels, quite honestly. Just messing with the selector switch, there's a nice positive clicking when you move the selector switch around. But okay, we'll get back into that. I'm getting a little ahead of myself. Let's start from the front and work our way to the rear. Okay, so we've got our federally mandated orange tip, front and rear flip-up sights. The front sight is integrated into the rail, so when it goes down, it is nice and flush. It does come with this quad rail. Moving down to the lower receiver, looks like we've got an ambidextrous magazine release. Let's flip the gun over and see if the fake bolt will lock to the rear to give us access to the hop-up. And just as I suspected, it totally does. So the hop-up is a rotary style hop-up with a directional arrow indicating which way the dial needs to be turned in order to gain more hop. There should be a functioning bolt catch release, and it does function. And it looks like there is an ambidextrous one here on the right side of the gun. Let's test that out. And it does. That's actually really nice. This is a very ergonomic spot to put a bolt catch release. And on the other side, built into the upper receiver, there is this guard to make sure nothing catches on the bolt catch release. Very nice. We already kind of talked about the selector switch. It is ambidextrous and has a lot of positive. It has a positive click, so there's no wondering whether you've locked into safe, semi, or full auto. You definitely know with this selector switch. Moving to the rear of the gun, we have a telescoping stock. Along with telescoping, the stock has a slot right here for a sling. On the rear of the receiver, there are two more sling attachment points. Up here at the front, I believe, is another sling attachment point. Let's see if we can access the battery compartment. Let's refer back to the manual. Looks like there's a little clip on the bottom of the stock back here. There we go. There's a little clip right here. You push that away from the butt of the stock and the butt pad slides right off, revealing our battery compartment. We've got a small Tamiya battery connection and what looks to be a MOSFET. There actually isn't that much battery space in this particular stock. Most of the space is down the buffer tube. It looks like you might be able to squeeze a small 11.1 vertically here in the stock, but looks like the wiring won't be able to push back. Well, there we go. The wiring could push back in order for you to do that. However, I would recommend just using the buffer tube to put your battery in. I'll probably end up switching the stock on here to a PTS stock just for more battery space, TBH. Continuing on with the pistol grip is at a more 90-degree angle than other stock pistol grips on M4 platforms. It also has some very nice texturizing on it. The trigger guard is curved, probably for people with bigger fingers. And we've got all the very nice HK logos on the left-hand side of the lower receiver. Internal features of this gun that we can't see include a VFC Avalon gearbox with improved bearings, quick change spring system, a built-in MOSFET, and powered by a high-torque neodymium magnet motor. Quite honestly, I have no idea what that means, so I'm gonna look up the definition and put it on screen now. Okay, now we know what that means. Now for the moment that I'm most excited for, the first dry fire test fire. Let's get some iPro on just in case there is a BB in the chamber. For this test fire, I'm gonna be using a Titan lithium-ion battery. Yeah, this HK Slim stock is cool, but as you can see, I've still got crap tons of wires hanging out. This particular battery has two sections of it, so it makes it a little harder to get into certain stocks. But all right, it's in there good enough. We're gonna point this in a safe direction, and I'm gonna squeeze the trigger for the first test shot. Not bad, not bad. Sounded pretty good. It's a little whiny. I thought this would be a little bit smoother, especially for a gun that retails around $460. It does feel solid though when it's shooting. All right, let's try full auto. All right, full auto is nice. I can feel a little bit more feedback from the gun on full auto. All right. A little whinier than I anticipated, but still shoots good nonetheless. We're gonna set this aside and we are going to test and load up the high cap. All right, this loads just like any other high capacity magazine. You've got your reservoir with a sliding door. Simply slide the reservoir door open and put BBs down it. We don't need to put a whole bunch, just enough to make sure it winds. All right, I'm loading Elite Force 0.25 gram BBs into the high cap. This will be the same magazine we used for the chrono test. Now with these HK high caps, they don't have a winding wheel on the bottom. You must use the tool that it comes with. Now, supposedly when you do wind this, it will feed all 300 BBs. All right, I'm gonna wind this up for a while. Okay, right there I feel a little bit of tension, so I'll go ahead and stop. We're gonna take the tool out. And to test to see if the high cap works, I'm gonna pull back on the retention lip, and if BBs come shooting out, the high cap works. BBs did not come shooting out. What? It's supposed to shoot out. All right, maybe I didn't fill it enough. Let's try again, but this time we'll fill the high cap completely and then wind it. Okay, now I can only turn this one way, so it's not me turning it the wrong way. As you can see, if I try to turn it this way, nothing. So it can only turn one way. All right, we're gonna keep spinning this until I feel some tension. Right about there is when I feel some tension. Just keep going a little bit more. All right, now let's see what happens. There we go. Okay, so this high cap is working. All right, well, now that we know the high cap works, let's head outside for the chrono and test fire. All right, we've got the HK416A5 loaded up with Elite Force 0.2 gram BBs. First test fire, 357 at 1.48 joules. 355 at 1.4 joules. 355. 352, 355, 354, 355, or 354, I'm sorry, 355.1, 358, 355, and 353. Some really good consistency here with the 416A5 with 0.25 gram Elite Force BBs. Okay, next up we've got our regular test fire. A wood sound denotes a body hit and a metal sound denotes a headshot. This is hop up unadjusted. Pretty good. It shoots a lot better when it's got BBs in it. Hop up is a little high, but man, this shoots a lot better when it's got BBs in it. You see me just pegging that post. Very, very happy with the test fire. All right, let's give it full auto. Ooh, that full auto is crisp. Oh yeah, that's really nice. That full auto is awesome. Woo! I just wanted to note, after coming back inside, I fired a few more shots for Leah and the high cap ran out of BBs. However, it did feed all of the BBs that it could. There's only a handful left, and here's how many BBs are left in the high cap. That's how many. There's like not even a handful, and it's completely empty. So yes, this high cap does work really well. I don't know if I'm still gonna carry one, although I don't really go to a lot of games that do require high caps or allow high caps. So this will probably just go into a bin for me. Okay, final thoughts on the Umarex 416A5 AEG. I'm a little taken back by how whiny the gun sounds on semi-automatic. On full auto, it is nice. It is very crisp on full auto, but it's just very strange that that was not the case for semi-automatic. The build quality of the gun is absolutely superb. This gun was built very, very well, and it is very sturdy. The controls on the gun are very ergonomical, especially the ambidextrous bolt catch release and the positive clicking from the selector switch. Since this gun comes with a quad rail, there is definitely ample space to put as many attachments as you want. Lights, lasers, cameras, vertical grips, optics. There is more than enough space on this gun. This new slim stock design of the stock is very nice. However, I think for an AEG platform, its usefulness is lost. Obviously, this is the battery compartment, and having only the buffer tube to stick batteries in is, for myself, a big turnoff. However, the stock doesn't have to remain on the gun. You can always change it to your choosing. In terms of weight and ergonomics, the 416A5 is very well balanced. It is a familiar platform to myself and probably a lot of others, making gun manipulation very easy and smooth. This is definitely a solid platform and one that I would recommend picking up. That's gonna wrap up this straight out of the box. As always, this is Jet Desert Fox, and I'll see you on the field. I'm gonna go this way and then look back toward our area. Sorry, I don't know what's going on with my semi, my bad. It's clear.